Bahamas better.
And that's a look at stories making news. I'm Raven Davis.
I'm Jay Philippe.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Here's a live look at the Bahamas tonight. They're coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
First at 11. Attacks levied at the governing party for launching its political campaign on a day intended for labor. Today, the Prime Minister responds head-on to those critics and addresses tensions with the TUC umbrella union. Also, the highly anticipated budget debate kicks off tomorrow with the Prime Minister explaining the way forward for future opportunities for Bahamians and a detailed account of the country's fiscal performance. And a multi-million-dollar agreement signed at the office of the Prime Minister to resolve long-standing issues on Long Island. We'll tell you more. The Bahamas tonight at 11 starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Royston Jones, and this is the Bahamas tonight at 11. Welcome to the broadcast. Progressive Liberal Party officials and members have been told to get battle ready as party prepares to launch its campaign this Labor Day. The decision, though, has been met with some criticism by some who have accused the governing party of politicizing this day that represents labor in the country. Tonight, the Prime Minister is responding to those critics while also addressing some attacks from one trade union leader. Corvell Pyfram leads us off at 11 in studio with that story. Good evening, Corvell.
Royston, Prime Minister Philip Davis is tonight defending the Progressive Liberal Party's decision to launch its election campaign during this Friday's Labor Day parade. And he's also hoping that Trade Union Congress President Obie Ferguson has a change of heart about boycotting this annual parade.
The Labour movement and the Progressive Liberal Party has been joined by the hips from time immemorial. And yes, there may be issues, as there'll be any issues in any marriage, but to criticize us for marching, we march in solidarity with workers.
He brushes off criticism from those who accuse the PLP of hijacking the parade.
All political parties, in fact, all political parties participated on Labor Day marches. And I don't know what's happening this year, but I expect that the FNM will have their group and march. And however they deem that, that's the way they deem it.
As the PLP gets what it calls battle ready, it's facing another challenge, this time on the labor front, as Trade Union Congress President Obie Ferguson, who once signed a memorandum of understanding with the then opposition PLP in 2021, now says the Davis administration has failed to keep its promises. Therefore, the TUC has threatened a boycott of Friday's parade. The Prime Minister sees this decision as unfortunate, but defends his administration's record on labor.
We signed the MOU with the TUC for the purposes of ensuring that workers get their just in this country. And just to, that was what the TUC represented them, but this was for the purpose of ensuring that we understand workers' complaints and concerns and that we're able to address it.
And Royston, the Prime Minister, reiterating his commitment to dialogue with the labor movement and says he looks forward to being on the ground with workers at this Friday's parade. Back to you, Royston.
Thank you so much, Corvell. In just a matter of hours, Minister of Finance, Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis will open debate on the 2025-2026 budget in the House of Assembly. The Prime Minister will also provide more details on the fiscal plan, which he introduced during his budget communication in Parliament last Wednesday. According to Prime Minister Davis, the budget, which comes into effect on July 1st, highlights the government's plan to expand opportunities for Bahamians, island by island.
I look forward to opening the budget debate. That will be my opportunity to speak in greater detail about the investments that we are making, investments in our people, in our country, in our future. Right now, I want to leave you with a sense of my deep optimism for the country we are building together. Let me be clear. Optimism is not the same as complacency. We know there is a great deal of work ahead. Yes. And we know that the road will not always be easy. But together, but together, we will steer this country forward.
Of tomorrow's 2025 budget debate in the House of Assembly, Minister of Economic Affairs, Senator the Honorable Michael Halkitis, is defending the government's value-added tax reductions.
The office's administration moved quickly to cut the overall VAT rate from 12% to 10%, and then it went further in this last mid-year budget to reduce VAT on all food items, all food sold in the food store or convenience stores from 10% to 5%. And just recall that when the previous administration back in 2018 implemented their system of exemptions, etc., they increased the VAT rate from 7.5% to 12%. And so it's an argument that they continue to make, but I would just say to the public that we have been in tax reduction mode since we came to office, from 12 to 10, from 10 to 5 on food items and some additional items in this budget cycle, and we are confident that our reductions, when you compare it to their scheme of raising the overall VAT but reducing it or eliminating it on about 20 or 30 items, our program of across-the-board reductions is much more beneficial to the Bahamian public.
In other news, Bahamas Air and Emirates Airlines signed a historic memorandum of understanding for an interline agreement, which will allow travelers to book seamless single-ticket journeys from anywhere within Emirates' network to the Bahamas by using strategic gateway cities. Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Deputy Prime Minister the Honorable Chester Cooper, described this partnership as a game-changer for the Bahamas, noting that it will strengthen the country's airlift strategy and elevate Bahamas Air as a regional connector. As part of the MOU, Emirates will lend technical and operational support for Bahamas Air. Another aviation memorandum of understanding was inked between the government and Middle Tennessee State University to enable Bahamian students to enroll in MTSU's aerospace training programs, participate in summer immersion experience on campus, access fast-track options designed for working professionals, and become involved in online courses designed specifically for Bahamian students and professionals. Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Deputy Prime Minister the Honorable Chester Cooper traveled to Tennessee for the signing ceremony.
This was a multifaceted mission. It was to really cement our relationship with MTSU and Bahamian Dr. Sidney McPhee, who is doing a phenomenal job as president of the fine institution MTSU. We signed an MOU for the advancement of aviation education and leadership. We hope that through this process we can get more of our students working abroad with MTSU to advance their skills and training, whether it's in mechanics, avionics, or as pilots. And the reality of this MOU is that it paves the way for even more collaboration with the Bahamas and with the University of the Bahamas.
DPM Cooper sees this aviation agreement as the benchmark for future opportunities with the tertiary institution.
Over the course of time, we will announce more cooperation agreements between MTSU and the Bahamas, so this is an exciting moment. Young people all across the islands of the Bahamas have aspirations, and it is our job as leaders in the government of the Bahamas to create these opportunities and to facilitate them. And I was overjoyed to have met at MTSU a flight instructor who happened to be an Exomian, young Lloyd Brown Jr., who graduated from Ellen Coakley, the school where I graduated. And he was there in fine form as the chief flight instructor.
Still to come, a warning from the Consumer Protection Commission. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight at 11. More news in just a moment.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
Before the end of next year, Long Island will put to rest an issue that has long plagued that community. And this now that funding is in place to make it happen. Just this afternoon, a multi-million-dollar contract was signed at the Office of the Prime Minister for a long-awaited infrastructural upgrade that is expected to put an end to obstacle course of potholes on the southern island. The $20 million project, a clear vote of confidence in Rowdy Boys Construction, a company born in Clarencetown, Long Island, and according to the Prime Minister, while the project helps with residents getting to and from destinations safely, it's about much more than that.
This project also means jobs, local jobs for Long Islanders. The roads used by Long Islanders will be paved and restored by Long Islanders. And through this work, new skills will be learnt, families will be supported, and pride restored. That is the kind of empowerment we believe in. That is the kind of governance we promised. And that is the kind of progress we are delivering. Today is about a smoother future for Long Islanders. It is about giving Bahamians the tools and the trust to play a major role in nation and community building.
Rowdy Boys Construction Chief Financial Officer Jalen Knowles disclosed what the contract entails.
It will include 18 miles of asphalt road, not sand sealed. This also includes water main lines in some areas in Long Island, areas that hasn't had potable, reliable water access. And this will bring that to these communities as well as all the side roads in this stretch of area.
7 illegal firearms, 4 of them high-powered weapons, an assortment of ammunition, and a quantity of suspected marijuana was seized last night. Central Investigation Department officers, assisted by Operation Black Scorpion, confiscated the illegal items after executing a search warrant at a residence in Nassau Village around 9:30 p.m. Authorities confirmed the estimated weight of the suspected marijuana is 18.3 pounds with a street value of $36,600. A 31-year-old male resident was taken into custody following this seizure. The ordering and then shipment of products is not as straightforward in the Bahamas as it is in other countries like the United States. With this in mind, Bahamians are extremely dependent on a number of private shipping companies, and according to the chairman of the Consumer Protection Commission, some are taking advantage. Daniel Dean explains.
Consumer Protection Commission Chairman Senator the Honourable Randy Roll again issuing an advisory to Bahamian consumers regarding shipping companies.
We know the ones, and they know that we know the ones who have violated consumers in some way, shape, or form. And so we will tell consumers to be careful when doing business with certain businesses.
When it comes to additional fees, buyers often question shipping companies' transparency. And while that is every customer's right, Roll says investigations have revealed there's a new and increasing concern.
In terms of even lost items and not wanting to replace the items when we know that you're at fault.
When it comes to both issues, though, the senator says help is only a phone call or an in-person visit away.
You can bring it to our attention or simply bring it to customs, because they're going to be able to tell you in terms of you paid the right brokerage fee, some other charges that may be on your receipt. So the key is to keep those receipts, because those are the most important thing as it relates to the shipping.
A curious consumer might also ask whether their goods are being transferred via air or sea, as the former tends to be more expensive. But any concerns can be forwarded to the Consumer Protection Commission. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Thanks, Danielle. While Thanksgiving is still quite a few months away, the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies is planning to make a big splash with its annual give back in feeding thousands come November. Here's Lloyd Allen.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies preparing to make a difference this year in a big way from its Make a Difference campaign. Last year, they provided more than 25,000 meals nationwide, and this year, they're raising the bar to 30,000 meals. President Otario Mitchell explains.
So far, we have on board as sponsors and partners, ZNS as the official media sponsor. We have insurance management, simplified lending, the Red Cross, the Bahamas Feeding Network, the Salvation Army, Aquinas College, Queens College, and Exclusive Aviation.
An all-hands-on-deck effort. Partners, both ZNS and the Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation, are pulling out all the stops.
What stood out most about the initiative last year wasn't the impact that it had on people, but the impact it had on the people of the Broadcasting Corporation. Being a part of serving and helping, what it did for the employees of the Broadcasting Corporation, I believe, is priceless.
BAIC will be donating a number of produce, like we do every year, from we became a partner with Bahamas Striping, whether that's zucchini, whether that's cucumber, whether that's cabbage, whether that's onions, tomatoes, whether that's even fruits. And so we will be donating that.
The initiative also proving a lifeline for the Red Cross's ongoing Meals on Wheels program,
where we serve over 200 persons every day. So that initiative really helped us last year with the Thanksgiving service, and persons were able to really enjoy the meal.
Aquinas College head boy Donnell Evans equally thrilled to help others.
Part of our, qualifications as a Catholic school graduate is to be a loving person. And a part of this initiative, it really honed our hearts and it tugged on us and it made us know that we aren't an island on our own.
Bahamas Striping stresses that this initiative is bigger than any one company. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Thanks, Lloyd. I'm Michelle Knowles has a look at what's coming up in sports tonight. I'm Michelle.
And the number of Bahamians punching their ticket to the NCAA Outdoor Championships. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exoma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is to do some work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass that along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
Got termites and need to get rid of them fast, trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
Welcome to your Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports and track and field news. 5 Bahamians punching their tickets to the NCAA Outdoor Championships set for next week in Eugene, Oregon. Their sprinters Antea Charlton, Quincy Penn, Javonia Valcourt, Oscar Smith, along with javelin thrower Keyshawn Strawn. As for how they got there, Strawn, the Nebraska Cornhusker, would punch his ticket with a throw of 76.97 meters at the West Preliminaries in College Station, Texas. Over in the SEC, Javonia Valcourt punching her ticket twice with the Tennessee Lady Vols. She would qualify as a part of their women's 4x4 team, as well as in the individual 400 meters, finishing second in her heat in 51.12 seconds. And a pair of Florida Gators locking up their spot as well. Quincy Penn, a part of the Gators 4x1 team that would finish 5th overall, the season's best time of 43.17 seconds. And of course, having arguably the most impressive season of any collegian this far, They are Charlton qualifying for 3 events at this year's outdoor championships. She, along with Penn, will compete for the Gators in the women's 4x1. She also ran a new personal best and school record of 11.01 seconds in the women's 100 meters to finish 5th overall, and also would lock up a spot in the women's long jump as well. Over the East Regionals, Oscar Smith Jr. running for the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs, competing in the men's 110-meter hurdles, continuing a stellar season as well. He would win his heat, running a new personal best time of 13.42 seconds. We caught up with him on the accomplishment as well as his expectations for nationals.
It's always been a dream of mine to make this meet, and it feels amazing to finally live that reality out. This year I had a different drive because I started from the sport for 1.5 years of no training at all. So I wanted to prove myself right rather than prove others wrong. I knew I could come back. I give major credit to my coach, George Clare, for the personal best and consistency this season. My mindset going into nationals next week is to execute and win. That's what it's been the whole season, and especially this past weekend. I'm ready to shock the world as well as myself. I think I'm more than prepared.
Well, the holiday weekend is fast approaching, and that means it's regatta time again, with a number of events taking place in the coming days. Not missing out on the festivities will be the British High Commissioner Tom Hartley, who will be traveling to the Long Island Regatta via the mailboat. Yesterday, he spoke to the media and gave his rationale on why he chose this method of transportation.
Loads of tourism across the Bahamas is 5-star, so it might be a bit strange that I'm going on a 1-star barge. But for 5th of June this year is World Eco-Tourism Day, and for a British backpacker who wants to get around the country slowly, wants to meet people, and also, importantly, doesn't want to have a huge carbon footprint, the mailboat is a fantastic way to get around the Bahamas. Britain is a huge sailing nation as well, so every year we've been going down to Exuma for the regatta, hosting a British pavilion, donating sloops, providing training places for kids to learn to sail, and we've been really trying to engage and support sailing as a national sport. But Long Island is the 2nd biggest regatta. We've not made it there yet, so this week is our first opportunity to get down to see all the racing down in Long Island and to hopefully see some fantastic races.
And after a long hiatus and a pretty successful rehab stint, the Prince is officially back. Bayman baseball superstar Jazz Chisholm Jr. back in the lineup for the New York Yankees tonight in their matchup with the Cleveland Guardians. The 27-year-old left-handed hitter is expected to move to third base full-time in the Bronx, with Oswaldo Cabrera expected to miss the rest of the season. Jazz going 3 for 9 with a stolen base in 3 minor league rehab games with AA Somerset. Before injuring his oblique, Chisholm was hitting 181 with 7 home runs, 17 ribbies, and 6 stolen bases in his first 30 games. And to the pitch in soccer news, with the high school nationals recently wrapping up, we got up with the president of the Bahamas Football Association, Anya James, who says the game is certainly headed in the right direction.
Well, we've had an exciting soccer season, both with the BAISS and GSSA. And we also had the championships held in Northern Bahamas, the Grand Bahama, with teams from Abaco and Eleuthera. So that was exciting. And to culminate for this week for the national championships, for the first time we've actually had junior high school championship, and that was exciting. We had schools from Grand Bahama represented as well. So the reach of football is, we're reaching out throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and it's an exciting time for football in the Bahamas.
And that's been a look at your sports on this Tuesday. A check on weather when we return.
Any money for this house, you know, not me. You got 30 days to make a payment in full or hand over the keys.
Every woman need a little thug in her life. Just stop it. Get the hell away from me. Your own mother sacrificed everything.
I don't owe Mommy nothing.
I want you to get admitted in the hospital for a few days.
What your name is?
Dr. Chidambaram Krishnamurthy.
What? I don't even know what we was talking about. What? Change?
Stop lying. Do not force me to get loud and change.
Yes, Mama. Come on, through.
Huh? You think you better than me?
You don't know me. Have you ever stopped to think about what I'm going through? I sacrifice everything. You and your daughters could do the next best thing. What is that supposed to mean? Die and go to hell.
Don't miss Regatta Time at the 56th Annual Long Island Regatta in Salt Pond, beginning June 4th at 4 p.m. right here on the ZNS Network.
Here, these for you. These must have got false bottom, because they look empty to me.
Not for long. You taking us shopping right now.
For what?
Things you're gonna need in case you can't get out of your house after a natural disaster.
We didn't know when we had one hurricane around here.
That's it. We get 2 lakhs. It ain't only hurricane, we got to worry about, we could have tsunami or we could have earthquake. And they don't give you no time to go shopping.
What kind of earthquake?
Scientists just find one faulty line over there by my corner. And even though they say it's stationary, it's there. So we need to go and get our survival kit.
Like what?
What you mean, like what? Plastic bag to put your important papers in, like water, medication, flashlight, radio, canned goods, things you need, things you might need, just in case you can't get out of your house after a natural disaster. These 2 plastic containers, the two of them could paint them up in their special colors so they could know what they're looking for when you send them to look for it.
That's one thing I like about you. You always ready.
It's time now for a weather check with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Royston. We still have that unstable weather conditions across the northwest Bahamas, and that's associated with a mid to upper level trough, coupled with a stalled frontal boundary to the north of us. Most of these showers and thunderstorms are going to be with us right through Wednesday, but by Thursday, we'll see more clouds in the forecast with less precipitation. Friday, a lot better, but as we head into Sunday, the sun will come out quite nicely. And your temperatures around the islands this evening, Marshall, Babaco, they have a temperature of 74 degrees. Green Tool Key at 76. Freeport, Grand Bahama also at 76 degrees. The Berry Island, 71. Alice Bimini, a little warm at 79 degrees. 80 degrees in Harbor Island. Roxanne, Eleuthera, 79. 77 degrees in Otterstown, Cat Island. Black Point, Exuma at 76. In Kemp Space, Fort Andrews, also 76. Kemp Space, Fresh Creek, Central Andrews at 73 degrees. 78 in Georgetown, Exuma, Rum Key, and San Salvador at 77 degrees. And then we pick up some 80s in Ragged Island, Clarence Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Maguana, 86 degrees. Ackland's 83. Matthewtown, Unago, 84, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 86 degrees. And your forecast tonight, we're looking at cloudy, windy, and humid with 1 or 2 residual showers looking around. Low temperature around 75 degrees. And tomorrow, there's going to be a couple of showers in the morning. Otherwise, it's going to be cloudy and breezy with a high temperature getting up to 88 degrees. And your extended weather forecast shaping up like this. The showers will be with us right through Wednesday, particularly during the morning hours. Things will dry out as we head into Thursday and Friday, but remaining cloudy. But back Saturday and Sunday, we'll see lots of sunshine in our forecast, and we start to get back up into those summer-like temperatures around 90 degrees. Right, sir?
Thanks, Basil. It's certainly been wet, but I'm not complaining about the rainy weather. That's going to do it for the Bahamas tonight at 11. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. Thank you for watching, and good night.
Tonic Williams, Darling Highway. I'm Tijaro Hudson. This is ZNS.